Let's talk about music. Music is everywhere. On TV, on radio, through chav speakers in the park. We hear it every single day. But I want to talk about one very specific part of music that people often ignore. Music in video games. Who thought this was a good idea? Who? Mario is one of the most iconic and recognisable characters in all of video game history, so it's no surprise that many people recognise his theme tune of Ba-da-bam ba-dam bam bam. His theme tune is very catchy and is often repeated by many people of many ages, from 40-year-old virgins to 5-year-old nerds. Here's an example. Ba-da-bam ba-dam bam. This is the part where you come in with the last bum? No? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. But there are more recognisable brands than just Mario. For example, you have Sonic's Green Hill Zone. The point is, these are what make the games. It's what gives it its identity. And that's what brings me onto the title of my first segment. Music focus. Okay, so before this video carries on, I just want to point out this is not an in-depth analysis. I'm not some sort of musical genius who notes everything. I'm just a normal guy doing a normal thing about normal video game music. These are just my thoughts. Please don't sue me, Nintendo. I'm begging you. Anyway, let's carry on with the video. So when I say Zelda, what is your first thought? You know, aside from the incredible artwork, the amazing gameplay that changes with each game, incredible storytelling, lovable characters, well, aside from all that, the music, right? If we look at a game like Zelda's Ocarina of Time, which is my personal favourite, with Breath of the Wild and Majora's Mask not falling far behind, Ocarina of Time requires the player to learn all different types of musical numbers using the ocarina, hence why it's called Ocarina of Time. Pretty self-explanatory, really. Possibly the most well-known song from that game is Song of Storms, or for you hardcore fans, A, down up, A, down up. The beginning of the song makes you feel like a pirate, sailing on the open seas, and then in comes the music. It comes in with this ocarina that just blows your mind, like ba-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And I don't know what it is, but it just makes you feel like you want to be there, like you're actually enveloped in this whole plot that they've put together. It's as if the game has swallowed you whole and just taken you in. It's really come to life, and I love music pieces like that. But it's just not atmospheric music that makes you feel this way. There are other ones, very haunting ones that people dare speak about, ones that still haunt them to this day, and I call this the You Done Fucked Up thing. You all know the one. You've been going around this town, ruining everything. Can you stop barking? Oi! Anyway, now is the time to pay for your actions. These are your consequences. This is the boss. Oh boy, we're in for a bad time. This theme doesn't just apply to you if you've done something wrong in a video game. It's also an indicator of a boss appearing, or something traumatic like that. But regardless, these pieces of music really make you feel fear. For example, look at Slenderman, the eerie atmosphere in the woods whilst you're collecting pages at night time whilst a tall white man follows you. That did not mean to sound like that. Slim Jim McGee. Chalky Boy. Thing with no face or eyes that genuinely horrifies me every single night of my life. Anyways, this atmosphere that really adds into the experience. It accentuates everything within the game. The You Done Fucked Up theme is used in many games. Hell, even Bubsy has it. Bubsy. But sometimes music doesn't need to fit the game. It can be completely different. It can blend a type of music with a video game genre that you wouldn't even expect. And that brings me on to my next segment, unusual scores in video games. Some games have really strange music, and it doesn't often fit the video game. Sometimes you have hard metal in an RPG, sometimes you have orchestral music just playing a game of Monopoly, but there are some games that just work. Possibly the best example of this is the use of jazz in Persona 5. I'm currently on my third playthrough through, and I'm about 200 hours into the game. I think that speaks for itself, really. Mainly that I have no life outside of video games, and that's probably why I'm sat in my room doing this video right now. The music is so chill you could just sit inside a coffee shop drinking away with the rain pattering down in the background. The perfect blend of the non-diegetic musical score with the diegetic raindrops in the background in the game make for a perfect mixture of the two. Woo! Ooh, look at those big boy words. But it's not just the smooth jazz that enhances the viewer's pleasure. It's also where jazz comes in as battle music. I want to know who at Atlas came up with this idea, because I want to buy them a beer. So Persona 5 is one of the many examples of games that use strange and unique soundtracks within their games. Another example of jazz used in video games would be Bayonetta. What else? If you look at Shadow of the Beast, which was on the Commodore, that was a very progressive game. It gave us a soundtrack that no one had ever heard before from a type of game like that. No one expected this, and it was completely out of the blue, and that's what really set this trend off. So I guess my final thoughts on all of this is that music is really one of the core parts of video games. It can either make or ruin a game, and I think that's what makes it so special, is that people have different tastes, but regardless of that, can still enjoy the music put into a game by a developer. I don't go out listening to jazz at cafes in 1920s America, but I still enjoy it playing through Persona. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that music is something we should all learn to appreciate, regardless of where we find it. It can be on the billboards, it can be in TV shows, it can be on video games, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we get it out there and we hear it, we listen to it, we understand the story. This has been my little analysis video, hope you enjoyed. I'm going to go back to playing Persona for about another 200 hours. You probably won't see me ever again in my lifetime, so have fun.